pile shuffling. You go to university. You should know a little bit about statistics or something.
Yeah.
Pile shuffling just doesn't make any sense. Do you mana weave? Be honest.
Yeah. What's mana weaving?
At the end of a game, you take all your lands.
No, that's forbidden. That's stacking your cards, right?
Well, if you shuffle enough afterwards, it doesn't matter if you mana weave or not, because your deck is randomized. But some people do it and they don't shuffle properly afterwards, and then it is stacking your cards.
Yeah. Let's see. Pile shuffling isn't randomization.
Yeah, exactly. Pile shuffling is useless. You still have to shuffle the same amount afterwards.
Oh, is this burn? This is burn.
Pile shuffling should be a DQable offense. It's slow play. It's slow play on purpose. And it serves no purpose other than slow play.
If we ever play in real life, then I'm gonna pale shuffle your deck. Just piss you off. Maybe.
No, when we play in real life, I'm gonna ask a judge to do the shuffling.
Just to make sure. Never trust anyone. Yeah.
Dan is on Burn. If that's true, I think Burn is a pretty good match against Junt.
Yeah, I think so. But Dnaiel has 3 kitchen things in the sideboard. Maybe.
Yeah, in the sideboard, but you need to draw them.
Yeah. I'm gonna ship it. I don't know why. I saw Eidolon, some lands.
Eidolon doesn't seem great in this matchup.
Eidolon doesn't seem great in this matchup?
I don't think so.
I think so.
His opponent plays Gazillion removal.
Less than 3. Yeah, it gets... Yeah, but everything costs less than 3 in Junt. Yeah, that's a good point. Pile shuffling helps me count my cards after a match. That's a really good point, I think.
Well, the truth is, I just count my sideboard cards.
That's also true, yeah.
I just count the sideboard cards, and if it's not 15, then I know something else went wrong.
Something went wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, chat, we have to give in. Paracore is smarter than us all. Sadly enough.
Well, that's beside the point. I might be smarter than a bunch of you, maybe. I'm not sure, but that doesn't matter.
Okay, what we see. That's a bit much Lancer, but I think you can't really go down to 5 with Burn. Yeah, I think I think I want to I want to stop pile shuffling for the future. It's a habit I think the most players have, and if they know the numbers, they would not pile shuffle.
So what I do is I do 3 mash shuffle, I do a cut, I do another 3 mash, I do another cut, and then I do another 3 mash shuffles, and that's pretty good.
Yeah. What I know is you have to shuffle at least 7 times to achieve the proper...
It depends what kind of shuffle you're doing. I think you have to do 6 or 7 riffles. And a mash shuffle is a little bit less effective at randomizing than a riffle shuffle. So you say like you need like 10%, 20% more if you do mash.
Okay.
And I like the cuts in between to randomize a little bit more. What do you guys think of a new mulligan rule? That's a great question, Quasi.
Yeah.
I think I haven't played that much since the new mulligan rule, but I really, really like it.
I like it a lot too.
Yeah, I think it has the desired effect. I don't think it made combo decks a lot stronger. I've not had that feel, but I mean maybe in the long term we're gonna see that that's the case. But I think the important thing is sometimes when you have a mulligan, you're not. I mean, when you were on a mulligan to 5 before, it was like your win rate dropped from 50% to 10%, and it takes something away from that, right? It helps you a little bit. I actually think that the new mulligan change is not going far enough. I think you should be allowed to scry X, where X is the amount of cards in your hand, 7 minus 5, the amount of mulligans you take. If you take 3 mulligans, you can scry 3.
True.
I think so. You always get to look at 7 cards, right? If you have 4 cards in your hand, you get to scry 3. If you have 5 cards in your hand, you get to scry 2. I think that would be the best change.
I think the only argument you can do against the new mulligan rules, which I think is a bit silly, is that introducing it to new players is a bit hard. But like scrying is such a fundamental mechanic in Magic, I think you have to learn it as early as possible. Like, I think that's not really an argument. What do you think about this point?
The only thing I don't like about it is when you have a shuffling effect in your hand. I guess you can just fetch next turn, but it's so annoying when you want to scry something to the top and you have your only land is like a fetch land or something.
I think that's a good point, because those with fetch lands should be punished for having such expensive cards. Okay, maybe we should talk about a bit more about the game.
Well,
already
what did he play? He played Lava
Spike, yeah.
And what's the other card he played?
Just lands. Like, he's holding up 2 mana, probably a Boros Charm, maybe.
So no creatures. I'm not sure in this John matchup if you actually want a creature heavy draw, since we have so many removals. If maybe if this is the matchup where you just want the spells, you just want the Boros Charms.
Inquisition looks great here. And Boros Charm to the face. Don't want to lose it to Inquisition.
Makes sense. It's one of the best spells. And is that a Searing Blaze?
Yeah. And a Tarkar's Command
in the Stomping Ground. I think the Grom player is gonna lose here.
Yeah. Probably take a Tarkar's Command here.
Well, he's gonna bring him down to like 9, and yeah, you should take a Tarkar's Command.
I think it depends a bit on the next draws he got. Like, Dnaiel could have like Bob in his hand, and it's a pretty much no-go card in this matchup, I think. Or it's a really bad card, I think.
So the Burn player, he needs to top deck gas.
Yeah.
If he top decks like 3 Lightning Bolts, he probably wins. If he top decks like 2 more lands, then he probably loses. That gives you an idea of what a great deck burn is. And we saw that the jump player, he has Terminate in his hand, I think.
Yeah.
So if he draws a creature, it's not doing anything. Unless it's, I guess an Eidolon would not be horrible.
And if he top decks the Liliana now, like, this is really good. Just train him with resources as much as you can. It's down to 11, so the burn player needs 3 more burn spells.
Jump player just had a look at the top card after he fetched. Interesting.
All right. I know there was a discussion like the forbidden look. So if the new mulligan rule, if you take a mulligan, you can't look at the top or something like that. I'm not too sure.
You have to make the decision whether you want to keep or not before you get to scry.
Yeah. But if you go down to the mulligan, you can't look at the top. Some discussion was there. I'm not sure. Does the Golf die here? We have sorcery, land, instant.
Doesn't have had landfall.
Yeah.
So but he didn't trigger landfall this turn.
Yeah, he just takes 1. And Golf survives. Not good.
Why would you do this?
I don't know. I'm not a burn player.
Casting Searing Blaze for 1 damage seems awfully wrong, especially when you have a land in hand. I think that's an Eidolon.
Yeah. So now the question, do you keep Tarmogoyf on defense here, or do you start attacking? Defense.
I guess he has a Terminate, so he can Terminate and attack.
Yeah.
I guess you attack first and see if he blocks, because that would be great, right?
I would not say that. Most of the time, the guys from Dortmund are fairly good at the decks they're playing. So,
I don't understand this prop decay. I think he should have attacked.
Takes 2 here. Oh, now there's a Turnament in the graveyard. Feeds the Golf. Nom. Golf smash.
What
Ghost
is he
Court or
thinking
something?
about?
No, don't Ghost Court or something. You need some lands.
Yeah, ghost scoring seems not smart, actually.
Well, on the other hand, like he has to draw a fetch land. Like there is no basic planes and burns lists.
Oh, wow.
Like so you take him and maybe only 2 Sacred Foundry or something like that, and so now you have to fetch shock again to play a white spell. Like probably
Yeah,
not liking his, but Boros Charm's really good.
I get it. It
Yeah.
makes sense.
Like it's pretty funny. Like you can blow out a burn player with Blood Moon because they play no basic forests or basic plains. They only have their dual lands, and if they are mountains, they can play their attacker's command and Boros Charms. And there is a fetch land. But even then he has to fetch shock, and then Golf becomes a real threat, which he already is, I think.
Yeah, but the last card in his hand is a mountain. He's just not. That's a scavenging, so this is over.
Yeah. Fetch.
What could he possibly draw? One spell that makes a difference.
What has he in hand? Do you know that? Do you saw that?
A basic mountain.
No. Yeah. Then there is no out. So John seems fine. My boy Jan Erik is doing well.
Take the jump player. He forgot to take the sticker off his new hat. I think he made a fashion choice there.
Yeah.
So I think after sideboarding, this is gonna be very, very tough with the free kitchen things.
Nah, it's not getting better for the burn player.
Yeah.
And I think Jan Erik is a big fan of Feed the Clan, and Feed the Clan.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Feed the Clan is another card.
Like, what is it if you have ferocious, like 10 life?
8 life, I think. 10 or 8.
It's pretty crazy. In my blue-white twist, I play Rest for the Rare Tree. I'm a big fan of that card.
Rest for very?
Yeah, Rest for... In fact, who plays that anyway?
But a chest clock for paper magic is a horrible idea, I think.
Yeah, that doesn't work. Sadly enough.
Yeah, priority is just... Priority changes around so much that it just wouldn't work.
I started playing chess again. Like,
Are you any good?
No, I was never good. Like, I just play casually, like casual chess. That's my point.
We should play.
Yeah.
We should play on stream.
Oh yeah.
People would laugh at us so much because I played it in my whole life. I played maybe like 10 rounds of chess.
Okay.
I know how the pieces move.
Okay, I'm a bit better than pieces moving.
Okay, I know some basic principles like development.
Okay. Do you know like what a fork is, what a pin is? And
I know what a
like that?
fork is. I know what a pin is because
Okay.
I watched some streams and I watch the championship when it is every year.
Yeah,
From
Anand
a
versus Carlsen.
grandmaster. What did you say?
Last championship, Anand versus Carlsen.
Yeah, exactly. So I know what a fork is. I know what a pin is.
Yeah.
I know what a sacrifice is. Well, I couldn't spot it if it was happening to me or.
Yeah, that's me too. I played with my cousin last week, and he crushed me like in 5 or 10 games we played. 15 minutes in a bit increment or something, but it was fun. Like you're learning.
Yeah, I tried to play with a friend of mine and start to get a little bit into it, but he was just way better than I am, and he was so smug about it. Like whenever he like beat me, whenever I did like a mistake, he would be like, yeah, I don't know. He would be like owned at the end of a match, right? And it was just annoying. I mean, like whatever.
Try to get it. I wish I was I think the best thing in chess, because what I'm enjoying it on it, is there's no top deck splinter twin or stupid stuff like that. Like that would be my comparisons from Magic to chess. There are some connections. You have to think ahead and have to think about what can your opponents do and stuff like that. But there's also this big randomness of what you can draw, what you draw, or what you don't draw, and if you screw it or flood it. And this element doesn't exist in chess. Like you have the same resources, just maybe a slight edge to the guy starting first, but that's every
Well,
time.
the big difference is in Magic you have a lot of hidden information, like cards in your hand, which your opponent doesn't know what they are, and in chess you just see everything. And I mean, the another kind of hidden information is what card are you going to draw next, obviously. And sure, some games you're going to get screwed, mana flooded or whatever, but there's a huge, dealing with this hidden information, like having a read on what your opponent could have in his hand, playing around, statistically speaking, what you could draw. So maybe keeping a one-lander because you have the zero visions and well, I have that many lands in my deck, I might be able to hit land drop 2 and 3 no matter what. That's a big part of Magic, and it's just a whole skill component which is missing from chess. And it's kind of silly to compare the games in that way. I mean, they're both very skill-intensive games, but completely different kinds of skills you need.
That's like that. Okay, back to the game. Turn 1 Inquisition, pretty good, I think. Even often, especially off a basic, so you don't take any.
Yeah.
And he takes the Skullcrack because free kitchen things in the sideboard, which we probably see 1 or 2, hopefully in this match. What does the check says? Oh yeah, that's a good point too about online Magic. You can't forget triggers and stuff like that.
It's not only about triggers, it's also about people not cheating.
Yeah.
And I mean this seriously, there's very good players who just forget triggers on purpose sometimes. Like they have a chalice on 1, and they will cast an expedition map and act as though nothing happens. There's no trigger, although they know it, just because they're hoping the opponent doesn't catch it, stuff like that. Or they will, if they have a Dark Confidant in play and they're at 3 life, and they suddenly forget that they have a Dark Confidant trigger, hoping that they survive 1 more turn and win the game that way.
Yeah.
Or they look at the card at the beginning of their upkeep. They look at the card, and if it's a land, they turn it around and say, Bob trigger. If it's not a land, they just put it into their hand and say, oh, that's my draw if I got my Dark Confidant trigger. It's really cheesy and stupid tricks like that I hate, which are not possible in Magic Online.
Yeah. Agree. Yeah, right. Down to 11, and the burn player has all the gas. That happens all the time at
gas and hitting land drops. I think 3 lands is already a little bit high. If he draws another land, it's certainly not where he wants to be.
I think like 2 or 3 lands, that's the goal of burn players. They don't really want more. They want maybe cast 2 spells a turn, which is pretty good. But they don't want to hit more lands.
Via Kahuna, I know that in my local scene there's like 50 players, right? And I know that the very, very best of them do this all the time. They're very good players, but the thing which just takes them over the edge is that they do scummy things like this, and that they don't get caught because they know how to do them, when to do them, and when they do get caught, it's like, oh, I did a mistake, I'm sorry. These people have been playing Magic for 10 years. They don't forget triggers, only when forgetting the trigger is winning them the game. They're doing this on purpose, and I absolutely hate it. And if I don't know, do you not have spiky friends? It's so obvious that the spiky friends, all they care about is winning, and they don't care. They do these things to win, and for them there's nothing morally or ethically wrong because winning is the goal. And if you can bait your opponent, or I guess if you can manipulate your opponent in such a way, then for them there's nothing wrong with that because it's the opponent's fault for not catching you, I guess. And I don't know if I seem untrusting, but it's completely scumbag thing to do.
Yeah, some people just do whatever it takes to win, which I think it kind of said but I think there are also spikes, like they just want to win, but I want to win, but I can't look myself into the mirror if I know I achieve winning by cheating. Like, this would be like no goal.
Are you one of those who thinks we didn't get to the moon? I know we got to the moon. There's scientific evidence we got to the moon.
Liliana is taking over the game. Oh, Skullcrack have to go. What is he hiding with 2 manas? He's obviously having two mana spells in his hand, and he's handling one. Probably a Boros jump. But Janeric is missing action too, so he needs to find a kitchen things to get some life back or ooze, even if there is no creature in the graveyard. Huntmask would be really great here.
Yeah. Even Feed the Clan would be okay. Would be a 2-for-1 basically.
Yeah. There's Zeus.
Yeah, but no creatures.
Yeah, you pretty much have to burn here, right?
Well, we don't know what he has in his hand, right?
No, we don't.
It's weird, but he didn't play it, whatever it is.
Yeah. Because now he has, again, 2 cards, and Liliana takes up and he's losing 1 card.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
And that's everything. I do agree, there's no point in playing unless you win. That's everything. Don't really understand. Yay! Ich muss die Tür so ein bisschen zuhalten. Ja. Alright. Generic X6. That's a magical number. That's 2 bolts. Or 2 3-mana burn spells.
He's at 9 though.
Oh, he's 9. Okay, forget what I said.
So there's an attacker's command and a Skullcrack in his hand. Okay. So I assume he had 2 Skullcracks last turn. And for some reason he didn't want to end of turn Skullcrack, he wanted to save it for a Feed the Clan. And now he drew an attacker's command. Well, he's certainly in a tough position where you might want to hang on to the Skullcrack.
Oh, there's Kitchen Thing. That's the right time for the Skullcrack. Oh, that's...
Why didn't he attacker's command? I guess it's
he drew the attacker's command.
Yeah, but it's the same, right? It doesn't matter.
I'm not too sure about the person who wins has the most fun.
Yeah, I'm also not too sure about that one.
Last time I played in Dortmund, I played Unstorm, and it's a really unforgiving deck. And like I went 1 and 4, but I had my fun.
Yeah.
Figuring out how to win with this deck.
I mean, everyone plays for pleasure, right? For fun. That's how it works. Yeah. And some people just have a lot of fun when they're winning, and some people just have a lot of fun when they're playing with their friends. Like, I know a couple people who are extremely casual, and they just play kitchen table Magic, and they don't care about winning at all. They care about having a good time with their friends. There's just different kinds of people enjoy different kinds of things about Magic.
That's
I'm not trying to take
about the brain, right?
I'm not trying to take away anything from people who care about winning. I'm just saying there's some people who care about winning, that they care so much that they don't respect the rules of the game, and that's annoying to me because I like the game, but I think everybody has to respect the rules. So he discarded a Kitchen Things here and got to
Light.
It was a really interesting play because playing with Kitchen Things I think would have been better.
Also, he had a slight misplay in the sequencing. Now he's sacking his own Kitchen Things. He ticked up Liliana after playing the first Kitchen Things and got Skullcracked.
Yeah, but that would have happened either way because your opponent basically had 2 Skullcracks. Attackers command can do the same thing, right? You can choose
Oh
opponents
yeah,
cannot gain
yeah.
line.
They are redundant. I forgot.
Yeah. You're still correct, though. You should have ticked up the Liliana before.
Yeah, let us speak to your face. Go down to 6. Now next turn is this activate Rage and Arena and smash in. Burn play is at 10, so another land.
I have a feeling that the burn player is not very experienced with the deck.
Not too sure. Holding the Skullcrack for so long time.
Yeah.
Also,
Well, I don't know. I'm not a burn player. I'm
yeah,
not experienced with the deck.
if I would play burn and I'm a complete newbie, I would just slam it on the table.
Bigger Kahuna, I would assume Bob comes out.
Yeah, for sure.
And if they play any Thoughtseize, I would also assume that they can't come out.
Yep.
Like the worst thing the jump player can do turn 1, game 1, is fetch shock Thoughtseize, right? Go to 15.
Yeah. That's pretty horrible. Okay, burn player down to 1. There's probably no top deck to win the game.
That's a Grim
It's
Lava
Grim
Mancer.
Lava Mancer. Pretty cute one.
Does it have haste?
Nah,
so,
Grim
no.
Lava Mancer doesn't have haste. Alright.
I don't see it very often. I mean,
I think it's good if you can't go through the defenses. Like you just have Grim Lava Mancer and can chip away.
I've lost to it again against it a couple times. It's very easy to think like, oh, this is just 2 damage every turn.
Yeah.
He can shoot it at creatures. He can shoot it at you. It's tough. I mean, I've seen this in Twin a couple times and lost against it.
It's like playing against end of turn 2, playing Snapcaster Mage and you can't counter it, and Snapcaster just beats you to death.
Yeah.
One of the sad story as a Tron player.
Yeah, but I think it's not only as a Tron player. I think Grim Lava Mancer in a bunch of matchups can be good.
Yeah, you probably
But doesn't
right about that.
Thoughtseize gain you 1 life? No, it doesn't, because your opponent didn't have to spend any mana, so now he can play 1 more burn spell. Your opponent is basically faster.
Gonna go to the toilet quick. Be right back. You can advertise your channel if you want, and awesome Magic the Gathering stretch where everyone should head over and check it out. Alright, be right back.
Since there's downtime, bear side morning, I want to talk about one more story. There's like